1 orc per video. We're going old school. We're going mean. Maybe 1 vehicle. This is the body of a Killa can.
A Killa can is a piston-powered war machine with a grot welded inside, piloting it and its heavy weapons. And I want one.
But you know what? I think I want this series to be about making orcs from nothing. Nothing. Making orcs from nothing. Welcome. This is where I store my paints. I'm looking for something kind of Killa can sized. This is what a Killa can looks like. This is what we're trying to make today. This is like the old school one that I have, but I think nowadays they're bigger. So I want something in between because I'm trying to make something kind of old school looking and new school, because I might not actually be using this model for Warhammer 10th Ed. It might be going older than that. Maybe we'll use this as a form. There was this idea proposed in my local gaming group about maybe doing a rogue trader This is like the first edition of Warhammer 40k, where the art is just so cool and characterful. Like, look at that ship. Oh, it's a beauty. The art is just so incredibly, I don't know, dude, special. So I'm going into this project knowing I'm not making an entire army, because that's not what Rogue Trader was about. From my understanding, this was a more skirmish-focused game. Let's spend time giving each model a narrative. How tall should a Killa can be? Like that? Now we're gonna try to glue this up as carefully as possible. Okay, without hopefully gluing it to the bottle. If you feel super glue on your fingers, that's a good sign that it's working. Okay, now take that out and we'll glue the inside seam as well, so it's extra strong. This isn't quite perfectly smooth, so we'll give it a little sand. Let's see what we can get out of it. Just gonna give this a very light coat of super glue all the way around. Don't get your nose anywhere near this, but this will make the cardboard so strong. So strong. While this whole thing dries, I think we need to work out some sort of driver for our Killa can. I'm thinking, what do I pick? What do I pick? Okay, this guy. I think this orc from Chob Minis is most appropriate. Old school looking, indie, I dig it. I really want to avoid using as much official Games Workshop models as possible, because there's so many great third-party orc models now. I think, honestly, orcs are probably the most popular third-party product, so why not showcase some of them? Okay. Some beautiful shoulder pads from Curtis from Ramshackle Games, thank you very much. I'm an absolute sucker for a shoulder pad. I think that sort of comes from like old Final Fantasy games like Cloud Strife with these cool shoulders. This miniature from Chob Minis is kind of sculpted in a style that's pillowy. The edges are rounded and soft, which I really dig, but not every miniature for this army is going to look that way. So by adding these crispy, janky shoulder pads, it might help tie it into future editions. Oh dude, forgot about this. Oh, man. Okay, so my friend Pablo, he makes custom orc stuff. Found this on one of the little accessory sprues. Do you know what this is? A Game Boy. This one's a little busted up, but you get the idea. Now he has a little Game Boy on his back for later. Oh, and now this is dry. Yes. Okay, we've got to put the can in Killa can now by giving it a top and a bottom. Okay, this will either be really cool or really dumb, but I think... Nice, okay. Now we should just be able to cut out the middle bit. And now that should just... It's not bad, but it's not great. But that's why bicarb soda was invented. We'll just push that into all the little cracks, hit it with the old super glue. So it was pretty rough, but the second attempt was much nicer. Alright, now what?
When I was working out of an old TV station, I managed to snag some old hardware to use for greebling. And let me tell you, nothing feels better than hoarding junk and finally having a reason to use it. Working with metal parts like this is far from practical. Super glue doesn't really bond to it super well, and there's no flex, so it can break off easily. So I'm dousing everything, every joint in bicarb soda, which will help give it some more bite because of all the extra surface area. Some parts I did physically attach screws though, and that mechanical connection isn't going anywhere. This is a very freeform way of making. I'm not looking at any reference images. I'm just going off the idea that I have in my brain, what I remember a Killa can looking like. It's kind of like drawing a Pokemon from memory. And I'm hoping that will make it recognizable, but also have its own style.
Man, look at that back. It's bloody nuts. The front is pretty plain, but that's okay. That's like the original model. I think I have a solution for legs now. Screw this thing into this thing. Just like that. Just a bit. Bit of glue here. And bung one of these on there. Bit of bicarb. It'll sort you out. Hey, that's a leg. That is a leg. So I have been quite busy 3D printing, digitally designing myself and 3D printing those designs. Have a look at this. I designed this cute little claw, which should, like I bought one. Look at that, mate. I also designed two little footsies. Yeah. Yes. So while that's drying, I also kind of cooked up something else kind of cool. Hey. Nice. Banners are a huge part of retro Warhammer. Sometimes you'll even see pictures of every single model having one. Banners used to be something that scared me quite a lot. I even made a whole video about it. So this time, I'm basically starting with the banner before doing any other major decision. If you have any guesses what the glyphs at the bottom mean, let me know. Yes. This is probably the best banner I've ever done, for sure. Now, I've got a couple more details. While all this was drying, you'll notice a little tube on the back. I made this tube with 3D print filament. Goes in there, and then that goes in there. Ah, stoked. But wait, there's more. So I made some little visor pieces, some little shooty hole pieces. I've pre-bent this one. Just like that. Now we just need teeth. I also based this guy. We need a name for him. Any name suggestions, let me know. And I said only one orc, so this is a human disguised as a grot. This is a model made by Pablo from the Still Tower, a good friend of mine. And I've added a claw and like a more old looking gun. Our little warband is growing.
The teeth were cut from old plastic and shaped with a little rotary sander. Sometimes a lot of work goes into making something that doesn't look like it was a lot of work, and this is one of those cases.
Da, 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 da. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to paint it yet, but I'm glad I started with the thing I'd be most intimidated by, which is the banner first. The little emblem up here that I made, this is more bits from Ramshackle Games. These are just like the shoulder pads that I've basically put on everything. And we've got a little number plate down here. That is from one of the Willy models from the Still Tower. This guy needs a name. I found this orc name generator from the 90s. Let's rock. The only D20 I could find is the smallest one known to man. Okay, we've got 15. Mug. 5, that's... Mugrunt. You are now Mugrunt. I'm going to upload this banner to the banner trading post in the Discord. Link below. See you next time, you bloody legends. Alright, thank you.